Today we're trying the double Hisui in Open Great League, and I guess it's Catch Cup, but still, as always, Catch Cup has turned into Great League meta after all, so we're gonna check out two Pokemon from the Hisui region, and of course these two are gonna be the weirder in combination with the Hisuian Samurott. So let's see this weird core in action, but first, cue the intro. Let's begin today's content with the weirder up in front. Whimsicott is a Pokemon that can resist my Wild Charge, so obviously over here my confusions in combination with the Stomp might actually do the trick. If you're going to use something like a Psychic or Mega Horn, I'm not sure what move this weirder is gonna learn besides the ones that I have over here, perhaps both of them. Feel free to use them, okay, because it really makes no difference at all. This is all about spice and using the double Hisui core that I have built from this season. So here comes now the discharge on that Scorpio flying like Pokemon or whatever that is, and now my Gligar here can still go ahead and push their third Pokemon into spending some shields in the process. The first one was the bait with the Aerial Ace, and I'm gonna overfarm a little bit more and still go for another Aerial Ace to grab that second shield out of play. I don't know why my opponent sacrificed both of them shields. Perhaps they want to block a double dig, but this is not the issue at all, and right after they get to the Mud Bomb for the bait. So many mistakes by my opponent, but still we can somehow do some cheap damage with the Stomp here before going down. Weirder is still putting up the work, and right after we're gonna make them throw the remaining energy that they have, so now that we can bring into play our Whimsicott, and with that 2 shield flex we can easily outspeed to the Ice Wind for the nuke up against the grass type Pokemon, and since they know that, most likely they will forfeit this battle. Now against Shadow Dragonair, a Pokemon that was pretty strong on that Evolution Cup and a pretty good generalist overall on the Great League format, will be up against our Weirder. They're trying to catch a move on that Double, which seems like a very good safe option overall for the meta, and of course we got the Wild Charge before we fall to those double kicks for some really nice damage output on that Double. So Scorpio is gonna go into the battle and we want to completely farm down, but in the process we're gonna get hit by yet another body slam. Getting kinda low here. Let's see now what they might be having at the back, but all of a sudden they return with a Shadow Dragonair and they will block it. Another Aerial Ace is coming up. It all depends now on what they might be having at the back, and there is gonna be the Quillfish from the Hisui region, able to farm down with those poison jabs, and we got the Wild Charge for massive damage on their end. What move do they have though? If they have Shadow Ball, perhaps we can absolutely survive here, still reaching out to the Icy Wind for the knockout on the Dragonair. Are you kidding me? Absolutely wonderful for our Samurott, and we can grab a very strong victory for our team. Into the next battle now with that Whiskas up in front this time on its shadow form. So much damage from those confusions, but also from the Scald, as you can see over here. Able to overfarm just a little bit more just in case they want to switch out and try to catch my move, but right before we get to the second Stomp they will manage to farm down with those Mud Shots. Now my Samurott will most likely have the upper hand if we can farm down, but to do so we need to respect the damage from those Mud Bombs and the Scalds. Annihilate now coming into the battle, and before we go down I'm just gonna go for the Ice Wind. Now I can easily switch out to my Gligar, and of course Aerial Ace is gonna be my main way to go on that Pokemon. So with a little bit of cooperation we managed to get through that Annihilate. It all depends now on what they might be having at the back, and did you just see Whiskas returning into the battle for no reason at all? Yeah, that happened. Anyway, Shadow Skarmory now up against my Gligar. We're not looking that great. This Pokemon can easily finish off both of my remaining Pokemon, especially Samurott with that amount of HP remaining. I will try to catch the move here. We can do that successfully, and at the same time we can get the upper hand on the farm down because we managed to do some extra damage with those fast attacks, and even when resisted, Shadow Pokemon are still glassy and we can get that sweet victory for us. Now Shadow Gligar will be up in front for our Weirder, and this is kinda weird this. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw those confusions as much as we can, spam that fast attack for some extra damage, and of course stomp at some point for some neutral coverage. Let's see how they want to respond here. They want to block, and right after we have the Gligar of our own. I was trying to catch the dig, okay, we managed to get the dig on our Gligar over here, but still our opponent saw the switch. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened exactly. Let me rephrase it to that. So yeah, IRLAs now will eventually finish off Gligar, and because of that they will just leave this battle. So that was an unfortunate incident for my opponent. I don't know what is happening in Go Battle League lately. The only reason that I showcase this battle, even though I'm not showcasing lucky battles or whatever, is because I want to share with you that Go Battle League is in a weird state right now, and if you're not having fun, do not play at all. I'm having fun with some weird teams. I'm not trying to climb or anything. I have totally missed that opportunity, and overall I'm just trying to have some fun with some spicy teams, and double Hisui core here is just gonna be absolutely what I need on that element. So Wild Charge now on the grid end, we managed to get it at about 50%, which means that the Dark Pulse might actually do the trick over here. But without going for the move, I'm just gonna throw here my Icy Wind for some cheap damage and grab the shield out of them, which is pretty great if you ask me, because now with the debuff we might actually get the chance to reach to another Icy Wind, but my opponent will just switch out to snipe me down with those poison jabs and their Toxapex. I know that Brian is the only move that can hurt me right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and block it with my Gligar, relying completely on that Pokemon to finish off my opponent. So Dig here will connect, even though they had the shield, they had to risk it as well, to be fair, and right after we managed to get the shield out of play with a simple IRLAs. Now that grid end returns, we can still reach to the IRLAs to finish off the remaining at the HP that they have with the help of one confusion, and now that Toxapex is almost energy dry, so there is no way at all at reaching to the next Brine, and we can yet get another big victory for this team with our Gligar. Into the next battle now, with Weirder having kinda the upper hand here against that Shadow Whiskas, because we can survive one move, but at the same time if they go for the Scald they can easily farm down. So let me rephrase this is kind of an even scenario overall for both ends. Anyways, Man Bomb now will eventually finish us off, but at least we took that first shield out of play while we spent no shield at all. I know that they need 5 of those mud shots for the next move, so I'm just gonna catch them on the CMP and finish them off as soon as we get there. So Frostlass will be at the back in combination with the Slowking from Galar. Absolutely wonderful news. Dark Pulse for the nuke on the Slowking, and right after we can get to one more for sure up against that Ghost type remaining at the very end. Not only that, but we also got a double, which means that not only we can get the shield if it ever pops up, but also we can guarantee the knockout right after. Our opponent will just accept their defeat here, and now into the final one with our Weirder able to do so much damage with those confusions. So Quagsire here is gonna reach to those Mud Bombs, able to do about half, which is kinda problematic for the second one. We need to respect the damage for sure, so here comes my first shield into play. Stomp now will be my main way to go here, so after we finish them off with that confusion, we managed to get out of this individual matchup with a lot of energy in the process, even though we spent a shield. Now we're gonna go for the Stomp to get that first shield of theirs out of play, and the Wild Charge to guarantee the one shot. So Weirder absolutely took one shield out of play and 2 whole Pokemon without breaking a leg, which is absolutely awesome. Triple Axel here needs to be respected, and Scorpio will most likely be our meta defining Pokemon for this battle, because this fighter is gonna struggle a lot against my IRLAs, and of course here we can finish them off before they reach to that Triple Axel. That is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. As always, like this video before you go, subscribe to the channel, and over here I have 2 videos for you to check out. Feel free to check them out, and I will catch you up later into the next one.